All right, ladies and gentlemen, so to start your cartoon, you're going to create a new document, art and illustration, and we're going to choose the third one and click create. From here, we're going to go on the internet and we're going to go to Bing Image. That's all I use it for pretty much, but let's go to search for a cartoon that let's see, I'm just going to do Gravity Falls. No, I'm going to do Mickey Mouse. And I'm going to go to the filters. I'm going to change the image size to extra large, and I'm going to get a nice high resolution image. Don't get a 3D cartoon. That's going to be really hard to create because you need gradients and it's not going to look right. Try to get one that's fairly flat and two-dimensional. Something like this would work great. I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to bring it into Illustrator and paste it. If for whatever reason that doesn't work, just let me know. You could also save the image if you saved it yesterday and it's in your Creative Cloud folder. Instead of doing a copy paste, you would do a file place and then just find that image. And you can just place it that way and you can just draw it on there. It doesn't really matter the size. It should stay somewhere in your artboard, but it's okay if it's not, completely on there perfectly. I'm going to go to my layers now. I'm going to lock this layer. So now I can't do anything to it. This is going to be, if I double click on it, I can change the name to image. And then I'll create a new folder down here on the very bottom right. And I'll double click on it and I'll change this to drawing. So if we look up close, we know that this is made up of pixels. The one that we're going to make is not going to be. So I'm going to create, by starting off, I'm probably just going to start with the outline of the entire thing. And I will do that first. I'm just going to create a couple of ellipses here. And I want to make sure that I can see these. So I'm not going to have a fill. And I'm going to make the stroke a color that's not going to be hard to see. So give it a thickness that you can easily see. And I'm just going to take this and push it here. And with the direct selection tool, I can take that one and pull it down a little bit. Duplicate that and rotate it. And then direct select this one down a little. So using shapes is always a great way to start if you can. Circle here for the head. And voila. There we go. I'll just take all three of those and quickly do a shape builder to combine them for now. Okay, so, and then looks like we also have kind of a circle right there, which I will use. As much as possible, I like to draw with shapes because it does make my life easier. So get a nice smaller circle here, use that for the chin, and I'll just combine these with the shape builder again. And there we go. Don't worry about lines for now. We're not going to deal with that. I am going to take the direct selection tool and just kind of pull that in and pull that in. Oops, we have an extra line here. Oh, I can get rid of this point by just going to my pen tool. And if I can find it, it's hard to see clicking on it. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use this color because it's hard to see my, there we go. I'm going to use that so I can see my line a little easier, so you guys can. Pull that down a little bit. Okay, let's ignore the body for now and focus on just the head. So how am I going to get like this little section right here? Well, let me deselect with Shift Control A. And starting here, I'll just manually create that little shape. Make sure that it intersects with this path. That's going to be important with the shape builder later. Shift Control A. Let's do the same thing over here. Oops, I didn't intersect. Let's try that again. And pull that down with Control. Boom. All right, and then again, shape builder. I can just expand that shape right there. Okay, now that I have the basic structure of the head, I can start coming in and let's fill in this color with this section with a different color. So I'll just start here. When it says anchor, that means that I know that I'm in that exact spot. Now make sure you don't have this line selected, because if you do and you click on it, it'll delete that point. So I'm deselecting, clicking here to create a new path. Got to click here to break that into a corner. Something like this. And oops. There we go. Okay, so now I can break this into two different shapes. Shape builder, shape one actually needs to include both of these, I guess. I don't know how that happened. So you can see that there's two shapes now, three, there. I don't know, hopefully that worked. Let's see. Yeah, there's shape one and there's shape two. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to push these guys off to the side for now. Using shift, I can keep it in a perfectly straight line. So I'll push that over there. Select this shape and use the eyedropper and you can pick that color. Select this shape, use the eyedropper and you can pick that color. And I probably want to give this one a little bit of a stroke. It looks like kind of a tan stroke. So how am I going to get that exact color for the stroke? That's a little tricky. Deselect everything, use the eyedropper. And then what you have to do is you have to, in this section right here, swatches, you have to click on this plus, and that'll save that color. So now when I come over here, under my stroke options, I can see that that is the stroke color I want. Let's turn the thickness up a bit, and there we go. A little bit of weirdness happening here. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Just make sure that's curved. Yeah. Sometimes when two objects overlap, you get a little bit of weirdness occurring. So just pull that down a little. It's fine. Okay. Oh, maybe if I gave this one a black stroke, that would resolve that. That was the same thickness. It's pretty thick. I don't know. Not worry about it right now. Okay. Next, let's do the nose. That's pretty simple. Just an oval that rotates. Let me get rid of the stroke. Oops. A little hard to see because it's the same color, but you can always make it a different color just so you can see. And there we go. Okay. Then again, I'll just use shift to pull that over. And then with the eyedropper, I can actually just pick right from, well, I can go back to there. That works. For the mouth, let's do this part. Just focus on this shape right here. You don't want to do the lines yet. Let's start there. So I'm just going to worry about this little shape section inside. Yeah, see what I'm doing? Let me just switch those for now. And then back as few points as possible. And then I need to come in and I'll have to cut out two sections actually. There's two parts of the tongue. 1, 2. All right, and then if I use the shape builder, I can go 1, 2, oops, 3. Let's see what that looks like when I pull it over. And when I select this one, I can click that color. When I select this one, I will select that color. And for this one, I will select that color. And then as far as like this shape, I would probably need to draw that in separately. So I don't want to take up too much more time explaining this. It's not an easy process. We'll kind of go over it over the next few days, and you'll notice that when I start to, if I decide, oh, you know what, I don't really like the way this is shaped, it does get complicated because then you have one underneath that you also may have to adjust. But yeah, there it is. So you can at least get a good start with it, and we'll continue to see what we can do. Oh, if I put this one on top, the stroke will be visible everywhere. So you can see that all you have to do is go into your layers. And that was actually something that I was not noticing before, but and just reorder those. That doesn't look right. That does. Except for we don't have a stroke up here. Sheesh. Okay, that gets complicated. Let's not worry about it right now. All right. Good luck.